Hi, everybody. I am here with Connie, Jenna, and Gabby, and we are doing a Sponsoring 101 training tonight. It is July 20th. This is my first time specifically training on this topic, but I thought it was going to be good timing for it. And then, of course, that's what the team voted that's what they wanted to be trained on. So I hope you get something valuable out of this training. Always share with me once you have watched the recording. Just comment underneath it one thing that you learned or one takeaway from this training. That helps me know that my message is being received and understood by you. So thank you guys. So we had previously discussed, and I want everybody watching this on replay to go through these steps too. So we had everybody who's on this call go over what their why is. So everybody watching this recording, make sure that you know what your why is in terms of why you are a LeBri consultant. So have that first and foremost in your mind, written down wherever you need it to remind you. And then the second question I had everybody go over was, are you where you want to be in your LeBri business? So think about that. And if you're not where you want to be in your LeBri business, maybe write down why you aren't where you want to be and what you need to do to be where you want to be, if that makes sense. So we just talked about all that before the recording. These ladies did a great job sharing. Make sure when you're watching it on replay that you go over those same things too, okay? So I'm having the ladies now write in the chat box, what is their biggest barrier to sponsoring? So Connie has written in the chat box that her greatest problem is fear of asking, even though she loves the products and know their benefits. So that is a very, very common barrier to people. I would say, and I don't know this for sure if this is what you're talking about, Connie, but I think just as women, we really fear hearing no or feeling rejected, or even just feeling awkward, or like we really put ourselves out there and we were shut down, right? So I think for me personally, once I got rid of the fear of no, that's when things really boomed for my business, because I ultimately realized that people's no's were not a personal attack on me. It was just, that's just where they're at, and that's okay. And so once I kind of realized, oh my gosh, it's not about me, it's them and their opinion. So if you guys can overcome that fear and just kind of push through it, that's gonna make leaps and bounds of progress for you. And so I'm gonna go into some of this too, but I hope that makes a little bit more sense to you, Connie. And I can always talk to you more about that. Not really, mine is not really knowing what to say and feel that I'm pushing too hard. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go over that too. I'm gonna just be sharing with you guys what has worked for me in the past, and so hopefully that answers your question as we go along, Jenna. Being afraid of no. Word vomit, yes. Okay, so the word vomit thing. We're scared of what to say, we're scared of hearing no, and we're scared of over saying too much. Right? Okay, these are all things that I was scared of too. So this is perfect. Thank you, ladies, for sharing that with me. And we'll go over that in a little bit too, Gabby. So thank you guys so much. So I hope you guys have a little notebook and you can maybe just write down a couple things, and then at the end you can share with me one thing you learned too. So I guess this part will just be a lot of me talking. When I first started out with LeBri, I actually was very nervous about sharing the opportunity, because for me, I was waiting until I was successful to actually share LeBri with people. I was waiting for like my first big success. So that I could tell people, like, guess what? I started and I am now this or whatever. But I think that that's one of the biggest things that I regret now where I'm at. Do not wait until you've had some huge success story to start sponsoring. Because you literally never ever know where someone's at. You never know. So always, I would say my first and foremost tip is, of course, and as we always say, you share LeBri from your heart. You're authentic, and you want to come from a place of being helpful to that person instead of being desperate on our end, right? So we want to offer the opportunity because we know how life-changing it can be. And maybe it's not life-changing for you yet, but you can see a lot of stories of other people who are succeeding from the business, and that's enough. To be authentic and tell people. There's people that are literally retiring their husbands. There are people that are buying new houses. So that was one thing that was huge for me. When I started hearing other people's success stories, that was enough for me to start sharing. Even though I wasn't having my own big one, that was enough because I knew that it was happening from LeBri and it was possible. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. And then that whole point of being helpful. So we want to actually identify that person's need. So we probably already know that they love the LeBri product, or maybe they've never even tried a LeBri product before. I would be lying to you if I said I have sponsored someone who has literally never even tried LeBri. I have sponsored people who've never even tried it. Because they see how excited I am about the product, and they see how authentic I am with sharing it with people, and that's enough for them to be curious about it enough to ask. So sometimes people have come to me and asked about it, and sometimes I've approached them. So and then next is be honest. So I always when I'm in a conversation with somebody about LeBri, and honestly, I would say I'll go through at least just a scenario, for example. So when I'm at a LeBri party and I finish up with my facial and now I'm at the checkout stage, I can kind of gauge people's interest level in terms of if they're thinking about the opportunity in a couple different ways. First way I notice is if they have filled out their, what is it called? Client card. So the client card now on the back has questions about what would they, where would they like to go on vacation for free? You know what I'm talking about on those business card, on the client profile. Okay, so I go through my why about halfway through. I actually do it while they're in their facial mask. So I go through my why and my LeBri story during the facial mask, and I have them flip their card over, and I have them write down if they're interested in learning more about the opportunity. I want them to fill out that section at the bottom of the card. Even if they're not ready to jump in right now, but I always have them fill out that section if they're interested, or at least I invite them to. Not everybody will fill it out. Does that make sense? So we have an amazing tool in our hands, you guys. So that's helped me tremendously during parties themselves. So make sure you utilize that card. But at checkout, I also get another gauge from them. So I read what they say in their card if they filled it out. I also just kind of gauge who's paying attention when I'm talking about my story, and they'll get like, maybe a little bit excited about the idea that I'm a stay-at-home mom now because of LeBri, or oh, now I'm driving a new car, or whatever. Even at the point where I was able to quit my dental hygiene job, that's enough to get people like thinking, wow, I'm interested in something like that. But it doesn't need to be amazing like that. It doesn't need to be something crazy. You just need to share your love for it at first. Okay. At checkout, I always ask people, at least I try my hardest always to ask. It doesn't always happen, but I really try hard to say something along the lines of, and it's different with every person, but something along the lines of, well, have you given any thought to maybe doing something like what I do? Or how would you feel about being a LeBri consultant? Because they're usually just, oh my gosh, my face feels so good. I'm so ready to order. And especially ladies, if they have a ton of things on their order list, holy moly. Like if they come to me with an order that's like over $200, I literally say, all right, I know that you love the LeBri products. Can I just bring up to you that we have incredible starter kits? Like, have you ever given any thought to doing LeBri as a business, or are you interested in learning a little bit more? And maybe they'll say, oh no, right away they might just be like, oh no, absolutely not. Okay, no worries. Well, I just noticed that you have, all the things that come in the starter kit on your order list. So it's not a bad thing to talk about what's on the starter sets, you guys. It's really not, because sometimes that's enough to just get their wheels turning about what they really want out of LeBri, right? And I do let them know. I'm like, well, just so you know, if you want to look into it, there's no obligation to sell it or do it as a business. Of course that is an option for you, but don't feel obligated. So if they're still like, no, absolutely not, okay, well that's fine. Look, I'm still smiling because they're still gonna love LeBri and they might come back later, but I offered it. If I wouldn't have offered it, maybe she'd have been gone. So always make sure you're offering it at the party. Okay. Even when the person doesn't have like a huge order, I always just mention, well, I see that you filled out the back of your card and that you would like to earn a free vacation. Like, do you want to get together for coffee and maybe just talk a little bit more about what the LeBri opportunity looks like? Very low pressure. It's not for everybody, but I would be willing to just share a little bit more about what it looks like to do what I do. Does that sound like something you might want to do? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll go out for coffee. And I just say, okay, coffee on me. Yeah, we'll get together next Thursday or whatever. And we figure that out. Okay. So those are a couple different circumstances that have happened. And then Connie said, how do we do this with Zoom and Facebook parties? Yeah, the profile cards. So Connie, what I've done, of course, we don't have profile cards on online parties. So what I've done on online parties to sort of gauge the interest after I've shared my why and kind of gone through the whole, scenario of, not scenario, but just the ordering process and all that stuff, is what I always have them type in the chat box what their interest level is in learning more about the LeBri opportunity. So I say on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being, no way, Jose, I'm not interested at all in learning more about LeBri. I don't want to make money. and 10 being, heck yeah, sign me up tonight. I'm super excited. Where are you guys at? Because right now, and this is, I always share this, you guys, always remember to share this. Right now, there is literally, wherever they're at in their own cities, right? We know that ahead of time. There's only 2, or there's literally no one in your town who is a LeBri consultant yet, which means that the entire town needs help with LeBri. So I always bring that up too, because you guys, it seriously is a ground level opportunity. One sec. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I always bring that up. Jenna. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, so always bring that up, that it's a ground level opportunity for people. There's just so many people who are in need of good natural skincare. So hopefully that answers your question, Connie. So it's just a simple range 1 to 10. And then if you're not recording it, you need to just have your phone out and take a picture of that chat box, because otherwise it's a goner. So that's one way to do it, where you actually can really gauge how people are doing. Does that make sense, Gabby? Awesome. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So where was I at? I'm trying not to be too scattered, because this is a topic that like I said, I really love this topic. So I would say in the second piece of the whole be honest thing, that just comes from just be flat out with people when you are talking to them about Labri, and just say, you know, there is this opportunity. You don't need to feel obligated to, Johnny, please don't do that. Mommy's recording something. Thank you. You don't need to feel obligated to sell, but just, so yeah, you can actually let them know all those little details when you're, you know, there at the coffee shop, not necessarily at the party talking about all this stuff, but you can bring up that there's no quota. You can bring up all the positive things, absolutely, but then you can go into more detail when you meet with them or call them later. So that whole vomit thing that Gabby was talking about, I think our tendency is, oh my gosh, we're so excited, and then you can get this, and look at all this stuff that comes, and oh my gosh, it's going to be the best. So you really gonna want to try to keep it simple and just say, there's an amazing deal. If you want to join as a consultant, you don't have an obligation. If you do decide that you want to pursue it as a business, we're here for you. We've got all sorts of amazing opportunities up for grabs. So, and I actually say that out loud in my presentation about consulting. Usually I do mention that. And then in terms of the show itself, so sorry, all the babies in the background coming in to get ready for bed. So and then fourth is just be all about this gal who, or man, who's wanting to join you, be all about their success. So have it be much less about you, because it's not about you, and all about them and how Labri can help them, okay, with whatever it is that they're in need of. So I always want to identify that at the beginning. And so I always just kind of mention, you know, is there a certain amount of money that that your family could benefit from if you do decide to join with Labri? And so then they'll think about it, oh, I could use an extra 200, 500, you know, certain amount. Everybody kind of has an amount in their head in terms of budgeting and things like that. So that's another way to sort of gauge where they're at. And that's really a good question for at the coffee shop or on the phone with them at opportunity call. And then another thing I want to make sure everybody here knows is that if you have someone who is potentially interested, or you just think would be like a superstar, or even just, you know, someone fun to have on your team, or someone who loves your products or has hosted a show for you, but you just don't really know how to gauge where they're at with wanting to join as a consultant, just know that I'm here to have a three-way call with them, and it's going to be super low pressure. I really don't even know how to be pressuring, but it's just all about information and being honest. And I just go through those same things. I'm just authentic and helpful and honest and confident in our opportunity. And I always share, you know, the different things that Labri has done for me. But then I always circle back to them, like, what are their needs and how can we help meet them with our opportunity? So hopefully that makes sense. So are you guys tracking okay? I'm like kind of all over the place. Okay, awesome. So yeah, there's a couple things I do. I always offer it at the shows, during the shows. I have them fill out the back of the card if they're interested in learning about making some more money. And then I offer to meet with them one-on-one. And I always bring up that there is just so much opportunity at hand. So there's just all these things that you want to definitely make sure that you say, because you just never know what's going to just kind of light bulb to people. But you will never know if you don't ask. So make sure at checkout you ask everybody. And even if they're like, oh, I just really don't know, they might not be a no right off the bat. They just might say, oh, I don't know. I've just never really thought about that. And then I'll just tell them, well, let's let you try these products out. I'll call you in about 2 weeks, because I always call everybody 2 weeks out of after they've ordered products. And I'll just say, I'll follow up with you then. We'll see how you're liking them. And we'll see if being a LeBri consultant is something that you've given any more thought to. So it's still an open-ended thing, and you can always come back to it, but you never know, because people's lives change so much. Even people who were hard no's before, have come back to me, like a year later and said, well, things have changed for my family now. Or so just never give up and never stop asking, ever. Never stop asking. Don't be annoying about it, but just, just offer it when they do place a reorder or they do another show or whatever. And so that's another thing, is people who are willing to be a hostess are more willing to be a consultant because they're already invested in having you over. They're already invested in sharing it with their friends. So that is a really, really good tip. Anybody who's done a party for you, for sure, make sure that you are inviting them to become a consultant. I have had a number of people who I had parties booked for a couple weeks out from that party. They're super excited about it because they just got their own skincare or whatever. And I always offer it to them when I'm doing their hostess training. I just say, well, I'm not sure if you've given any thought to this, but if you're excited about it and you want to share it with your friends, do you want to learn more about what it looks like to become a LeBri consultant? Because if you do, when I come to your party, that can be your launch party. And so the first time you do your party, the first party that you do is one that I do for you. So I actually have changed a lot of just normal hostess parties into LeBri launch parties by offering that. And so of course it might be no sometimes, but I do offer that a lot. Especially because those people are so excited about sharing it with their friends and getting free stuff. And so I say, you'll still get all your free stuff, but you'll also get commission. Who can say no to that? But yeah, so I'm very honest about that. All right, so that's it for, I could talk all night about this stuff, of course. But if you guys have specific questions, definitely type it in the chat box for me and I can answer those. But I want to encourage everyone who's watching this on recording, and Connie and Gabby watching this now. I just reached out to someone who is a very reputable source, a very successful business owner, and is one of the top leaders in LeBri. And I wanted some tips from her because I told her I get to do a training with my team tonight. So we are going to try a new thing as a team. And I'm going to be doing it right now to just show you guys a little bit more about how to do it. And then I'm going to challenge everybody watching this to commit to doing what I'm about to do at least once this week. Okay, so here we go. This will be the first time I do this too, so it'll be fun. All right, so I'm taking you to the bathroom. Hopefully it won't be too long. I am just trying to get my computer set up here. All right, so we're here in my bathroom. This is where I go live. Oh, lighting seems better in here. All right, so here we go. Some of you may know her. Her name is Melissa Yoder. All right, so Melissa Yoder has been having, well, always really has been successful kind of from the get-go. But what her and her team are really focusing on right now is sharing our starter kit, our $99 starter kit live, okay? So you both have gone live before, Connie and Gabby, so you guys are awesome. You're in a great spot because you've already done this and it's not a whole new learning curve. If you've never gone live before, don't worry. I promise I will walk you through every little bit of it if you want some more information on that. In fact, if you're so nervous about going live, just record yourself doing it the first time and then you can post the recording. It's not going to get as much traction, but it's better than just a picture, okay? So you're literally going to, and I'm not going to actually do the facial part, but you're literally going to have all of these products hanging up beside you as you're sharing them. So you want them to be in plain sight, okay? And so you're going to do a facial for yourself. You're going to cleanse. You're going to do the rejuvenating facial peel on one half of your face and the facial mask on the other half. So you can kind of compare it side to side, okay? Then you're going to do our eye gel. And I don't know if I already said this, but obviously your freshener, all the 5 steps, okay? And then your moisturizer. And then also talk about our body wash, our hand lotion, exfoliating scrub, aloe jelly, and body butter. And I think that's everything. But I don't have samples with me, but you'll want to get bottles of like little samples. Hopefully you have at least a couple bottles because that starter set also comes with 5 samples. So you're literally going to do a facial washing routine either on yourself or maybe on a friend live on Facebook or recorded if you're scared to go Facebook Live. And you're going to just offer that to people. You're going to just basically say, do you want to know how to get all of these products for $99? I'm going to tag everybody who watches this on replay and lets me know. I'll tag you into one of Melissa's videos where she's done that. But she offers that to people, you guys. She says, okay, if you're interested in what I just did on my face, that is our 5 steps to healthy glowing skin, plus a couple extra body products. And so if you're interested in that, you can buy the 5-piece set for $117. Or you can have all of this for $99. Okay? So she's just an open book when it comes to that. So she offers our starter set instead of just a 5-piece skincare set, a one-time purchase, okay? And so then people might say, yeah. Well, the bag is now orange. So this is the old bag, but the new bag is orange. I believe you can everybody order the $99 starter set, Connie? Do you know? No? Okay. I know I can order the $99 set as a executive manager, but I could ask and see if I can order for you guys too. And I could maybe you could just Venmo me or something like that. So I could see if I could order that for you guys. But you have them all. So don't worry that the bag is orange or the bag is black, because that's not what it's about. But just know you want to have all these products, which we all have, because we all got starter sets, right? Even if they're not even full, like it's okay. You just want to give people that visual of knowing that they can get $400 worth of product for $99. Okay. And so she shares that fearlessly because that is amazing. That is amazing. Who could say no to that deal, right? But then she goes into, you know, that person will reach out to her. So she'll say, if you're interested in getting those for $99, reach out to me, and we'll get that ordered for you. And then, you know, of course, that dialogue comes up like, yes, you'll have your own website, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And the customer might be like, oh, well, I don't know about the website fee because it's $7.95 a month, yada, yada, yada. So I asked her about how she combats that. And she actually says, you would have to be a consultant for 37 months before the website fee exceeds the amount of product they get in the starter kit. Does that make sense? So they're actually getting they're getting $400 worth of product for $99. So the website fee won't even catch up to the $400 until 37 months in if they did nothing with their business. Okay. So that's why she offers that $99 starter kit and then goes from there. And so then she can gauge, you know, how interested is that person in building their business and all that. So it's definitely not a bait and switch thing. We are not about bait and switch. We want them to know that if they get this $99 set, they're also going to have a website. We want them to know all those things out front, of course, right? But because she brings up that, no, you'll still be on top even if you decide not to share with your family and friends. So she's just super excited about sharing it because it's such a good deal. So I have not specifically done that either. So I'm going to be challenging myself to do that video sometime this week and share that and see how it goes. And so you just get people excited about it. They're like, oh my gosh, like, what do I want all that stuff too. I'm excited to try Libri. Okay, it's $99. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. So we'll definitely try that all together as a team. Hi, buddy. And then we'll just kind of come back here in a week and just kind of share what our results have been. Hi, friends. Johnny's here. So how does that sound? Thumbs up? Hi, friends. Awesome. Okay, cool. Hi, so yes, so that's going to be like our team challenge that we're going to do. It's just going to sort of like help hopefully kickstart our sponsoring. Hi. Okay, thank you. This is a recording, so okay, you can stay here, but try not to talk too much because mommy's trying to finish. So yes, so we're gonna kickstart our sponsoring with that, and hopefully I gave you guys some good information on how to sponsor. And there's the stove. Yeah, I know, they already know. He's used to my going live, so he's like, oh, are you advertising? No, these are my teammates. They already know they love Libri. Okay, so anyway, type in the chat box one thing that you guys learned that you plan to implement. And actually, yeah, cool. One sec, buddy. So type in the chat box one thing that you learned that you plan to implement, and one thing that you are, one sec, Johnny, one thing that you will do tomorrow. One thing that you are willing to do tomorrow. Okay, whether that's reach out to one person that might be interested. Okay, thank you. Reach out to one person that you think may be interested in Libri. What are you willing to do tomorrow? And then do it. Okay, so those of you watching this on replay, same questions for you guys. One thing that you learned that you plan to implement, and one thing that you're willing to do tomorrow. Okay, thank you, baby. You're awesome. Here, let me get your toothpaste so you can brush your teeth. All right, so let me see. Go ahead and type in the chat box for me, ladies, if you can. Okay, thank you. I know I'm like all congested from my strep throat. Apparently I have that. Anyway. All right, so I think you're typing, hopefully. I just don't want to miss it by exiting out. So share with me, and if you don't have time to type it, message me on Facebook, okay? Message me what you plan to do tomorrow. What will you do tomorrow? Not plan to do. Okay, good thing to do at party. Show the items in the 99. Reach out to one person tomorrow. Awesome. Good job, Connie. Thank you. Gabby, do you have access to typing something? Looks like you're typing. All right, I'll hang out for just a minute longer. Did you get too much?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good job. All right, go ahead and wash good, okay? I learned that I can talk to the hostess and offer the business. And yeah, absolutely, Gabby. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's a really fun thing that I love to do, you guys. It just makes it even more fun. Yes, and go live again. Going live is great. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. And if there's one thing I can say about sponsoring, it's that legitimately, I mean, it's great to have your own success, but when you see other people that you sponsored because you were brave enough to invite them to the opportunity, it is like nothing else you can imagine. It is so rewarding. It's seriously my favorite part of this job. So I hope you guys take my advice on that stuff, and that you feel the same way, and that you're sharing the same message with your big team down the road. Okay. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching.